Welcome back, guys. Let's talk about sentiment. And we've spoken about fundamental analysis, we've spoken about technical analysis. Now, let's talk about sentiment analysis, which is also sentimental analysis. So, sentiment is sentiment. You know what the word sentiment means. And when you bring it to the analysis part of cryptocurrency, it simply means using how you about a coin to gauge the value of a coin. So, you need to monitor talks about a particular coin to know the value of the coin. That's just sentiment analysis. It's the simplest to do. You just have to use your social media tools, use your news platforms to get the sentiment about a coin, to understand market sentiment and predict potential price movements based on collective investor sentiments. That's the purpose of sentimental analysis. And when you look into sentimental analysis, there are various importance to it in cryptocurrency. One, it makes you determine the market psychology. Cryptocurrency markets are influenced by sentiment and investor psychology, impacting price volatility. So the market psychology is very important to you as a long-term investor. You need to know what the market psychology is. Most coin creators, most coin owner used to use influencers to influence the sentiments in the market. But you need to really know what investors are talking about, not influencers. You need to determine what investors are talking about. And there's this contrarian indicators that helps identify potential buying or selling opportunities based on market sentiment extremes. And when you look into these market sentiments, it makes you make the right decision on what to do and what not to do. What other investors are doing matters to you in this case. And we have different types of sentiments. You have the social media sentiments. You gauge positive, negative, or neutral sentiments on social media. Then we have news sentiments. We have social media sentiments, which gauge positive, negative, or neutral sentiment on social media using Twitter, using Facebook, using LinkedIn, using different social media platforms to check sentiments from investors. And you have the news sentiment. The news sentiment uses cryptocurrency news websites, blogs, and mainstream financial news outlets reporting on market trends and developments. Like I said, all this can be influenced by coin creators, crypto developers. They can be influenced by influencers. You give them money to influence your coin. So these sentiments, you need to design the ones that comes from investors, not influencers, because influencers can easily promote a coin or demote a coin based on what they get, the money they get from the coin creators and all that. But you need to know what people are really saying about a particular coin. You need to know that. And there's exchange sentiment, analyzing order flow and trading volume on exchanges to gauge investor interest and sentiment towards specific cryptocurrencies. That's how sentiment works. It works that way. We have different types: the social media sentiments, the news sentiment, the exchange sentiments. When you check all these analysis, you are going to see the sentiments in it, like what people are trying to do, how many volume is traded a day. You need to check all that and you get your sentiments from that. And sentiments makes you make decision, and as you can see, it plays a crucial role in understanding market psychology and predicting cryptocurrency price movements. By analyzing social media, news sentiments, and other indicators, traders and investors can gain valuable insights into market sentiment shifts and make informed trading decisions. Integrating sentiment analysis with technical and fundamental analysis enhances decision making and risk management strategies. Like I said, sentiments are either positive or negative. When you see positive sentiments, it means go for the coin, and when you see negative sentiments, it means don't go for the coin. People are talking bad about it, and sometimes it might be a form of demotion, but you need to know what it is. The most important thing is your fundamental and technical analysis. When you've carried out your fundamental analysis, you know how valuable this coin is, you know what it's going to be in the next 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years. You know all these things, and you don't need to follow the sentiment. Just go with what you've done, like the analysis you've done. But sentiment is always like included. For instance, the way they talk about ton these days is a positive sentiment. You can easily key into that coin, because when you check the value system matches the sentiment. So these are things you need to analyze. You need to get straight when you are going into sentimental analysis. And I hope to see you in the next lesson where we get to talk more about this sentimental analysis. I hope to see you there. See you there.